You,
What up, bro?
we back at it again, Brody. I got me, Tari. We got my brother Mo, and we got our lovely sister Tiffany here with us today to talk about what we finna talk about. And today's topic is extra credit doesn't make up for the homework or the classwork, or however you want to put it. I say classwork probably works better. What do I mean by that? Um, if you do something, doing something extra when you don't do what's required of you, it doesn't doing extra credit doesn't make up for doing the classwork. What does that mean? Let's put it in terms of dating, I guess, because that's just, I forgot how I led into it before. But if you're with the, like, my brother Mo was speaking about a situation where he was explaining to a young lady that the value that you bring from being a successful woman, although that's great as far as your human value, when it comes to your dating value, I don't weigh that as heavily. She was offended by that. And I think that the fact that she was offended by that is unfair because you're telling somebody else how they should weigh the things that you come with. And I don't think that that's fair because you don't even tell a teacher how they should grade your classwork or how much this test should weigh as far as your percentage or your grade. Um, Basically, I say that to say you don't get to tell somebody else how important certain aspects of what you are is to them. The same way I can't tell a woman what that she should value my personality and me being a good guy more than my ability to provide for her. As much as I would like for you to grade me differently, I can't ask you to do that. I have to just acquiesce to what I know the standard is. And I think that a lot of women have trouble doing that because they want to offer something that they value. Women value accomplishments and accolades and things like that. So they offer it and believe it to be weighed as heavily to us as it is to them. I don't think that's fair. That's the short of it. Like I think I did a better intro last time, but fuck it. That's the long and short of it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Tip, you want to go first, or you?
Yeah, she should go first, nigga. I talk to you all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
Tiffany.
So Mo, you had said during the first episode that we're going to learn a lot from each other,
mm
and I just learned something new that like I already knew maybe, but but the dynamic of what y'all value and what women value are not the same things or could look different, right?
mm
And the weight that you put on that. So you're absolutely right. One, I'm going to say that woman should not have gotten offended. I think that there was some insecurities there, right?
mm
Because when I heard that, even though it wasn't directed towards me, I understood what you meant by it, right? Meaning it was an aha moment. Like, wow, we do walk around as women and say, oh, we do this and we do that, and we got this going on, the whole list. And for many men, it's like, okay, but I don't want to sound archaic, but like, okay, can you cook a good meal? You know what I mean? Or are you a good listener? Are you a ride or die? If worst comes to worst, you have my back. And for women, I think because not that we don't value those, I think that a lot of times we're really proud of our accomplishments, and because we're proud of them, we present them like it has more weight than playing a helpmate or that supportive role in a relationship. So I'm like, you know what, you're right. Maybe I've got the game mixed up and I've been looking at it wrong as well. There's a lot of truth to that statement. And I think a lot of times, especially with women, unfortunately, we negate what men are saying. We want to think past it, think for them. We want to react. And if we just like shut the F up and listen for a second and really understand the fact of, what you meant by that was no disrespect. right? You weren't saying, oh, that doesn't mean shit to me. Like, I don't care. That's not what you were saying. What you were just saying is, at the end of the day, these are things that I value and I look for in a woman. I don't necessarily look for you making six figures or you having a degree. What I look for is in this column. And you know, that's truth. And in the same turn, it's a vice versa. You know, what women look for in a man, the provider, you know, someone that, I don't know, can change a tire, financially provide, protector. You know, if a guy comes to me and says, well, I have all these degrees and I graduated from this Ivy League school and I drive this car, I'm literally going to be like, good for you. Are you a protector? You know what I mean?
But well, let me
Wait,
go ahead. You go first.
yeah. Wait, you went, Tiffany went, and then Raul, you went.
You go because you haven't spoken yet.
So the only difference is that a man that has those degrees and has this stuff, you're going to benefit from it because part of him providing financially is seeing what his accolades are to get to that point to provide financially. I don't look at you as a provider, so I don't give a fuck about your degrees. I don't care about your job and how much money you make. That's one. Number two is most women are not used to being usefully tangible. I'm sorry, tangibly useful. Right? Most women, like, it's hard to tell someone that you value this when they're not willing to do that fucking job. I low key don't think women want to do it. I think low key women kind of know what men want, but they're not invested in doing that. So they think that they could drown out what we're asking them because most women are not valued for it. So I think by throwing their degrees and how much money they make, they think that they can overpower what we want. And we're like, cut through the bullshit. That doesn't benefit me. Right. So this is why women get offended when you say, what do you bring to the table? So when a man says, what do you bring what you bring to the table, a man's asking not to be told shit like, oh, my energy, just my presence. Nah, fuck that. What do you bring to the table that's utility based? That's something that I can quantify.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing for me that would make me want to spend the rest of my life with you? Because if it's just your energy and just the sex, then we could just have fun, recreational use only. But like from another episode, I was telling Tyree, you have to want what you want in a woman more than you want the woman. That's my philosophy. Men should always focus on what they want in a woman more so than the actual woman. Because if you focus on what a woman can do for you, you'll always end up in a good position as a man. But we're so fucking caught up into beauty, to the sex appeal, that we forget that we should require things of her that we can actually write down on a piece of paper that she does to make my life easier as a man. But go ahead, Tom.
I want to move the conversation a little forward by asking a question. Tiffany, do you believe that women value what we say that we want from them? I don't want to give you an answer yet, but I have my own opinion of that. Like, women don't want to do certain things because maybe they don't see that the value in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look at, well, damn, I'm about to start going. Go. What do you think about that?
I'm going to say no. And I'm going to give you a really good example of myself. I'm a really good cook. I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 years. I cooked all the time. Now that I've taught my kids how to cook, and they cook really well, I've been able to kind of take a step back from that role of cooking. Now, I've been in a relationship with a guy that is younger than me for 5 years. And one of the things that he wanted was for me to cook. And I'm like, nigga, I don't like.
That's the old nigga. I don't do that shit.
I'm throwing myself under the bus. It's free game right now, right? And I'm just you want me to cook? You want me to spend time cooking? Like, we could be like going on vacation. Like, we could be going to the movies. We can do takeout. I could be in the office doing something right now. Like, the cooking, you better go order some food, And I'm just saying that with that one example of I feel like I get it to a certain extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I know that he valued, which is why he brought it up often. And it is something that I could do. It's not like I can't cook, right? That would be a whole different story. If I was like, I don't know how to boil water. I didn't value it, and I did not put enough effort in the beginning to listen to what he was trying to say. And a lot of times men don't sit there and say, listen, babe, this is what I value. This is what's really, really important to me, right? They don't necessarily use those words. They'll say, can you cook me dinner? I like it when you cook. Are we ordering again? Right? And so it doesn't necessarily, it may not connect. It didn't connect for me for a while. I do cook more often than I did before, but that's a perfect example of a guy telling a woman they want them to do something very basic, right? I'm not asking you to go change the tire or whatever the case is. Like, I love a home cooked meal, babe. Can you cook me a home cooked meal? And me dismissing his ask, his need, because I didn't find value in it.
But can I say something though? It's kind of weird, and I'm not even gonna ask because here's the thing: I never like to put women on the spot because they have a subconscious understanding on why I should answer a certain kind of way, right? So I'll never ask you, Tiffany, did you value that man? Because you're gonna say, yeah, I don't think you did. Because I strongly believe women magically start to understand what men want, the higher status that man is. When a woman finds a man that she wants to keep, miraculously she starts doing everything that man wants. It's just kind of funny and weird to me that women know how to act when they find a man that they value and don't want to lose. It's crazy to me. Like a woman will sit here and say, damn girl, they'll call their girlfriends, I'm doing shit for this guy that I never even thought about doing. I'm doing all types of shit for this guy that's because she values you. And that's why Tyree and me always says, date girls that fucking like you. Because you don't have to, a girl will learn how to fucking cook for you if she likes you that much. A girl who never cooked in her life will go and look at fucking recipes to find out how to do things if she wants to keep you. That's one. Number two is when a girl presents herself like that and she doesn't want to do those things, just from the rip, tell her that we're just gonna have fun. There's no reason to keep a woman around if she's not benefiting. Like if a woman is if you can't write down on a piece of paper how a woman makes your life better or makes your life easier, no harm, no foul. Don't give her the ring. Don't give her the commitment. Just utilize her how the other guys before you utilized her. Nothing wrong with that. We're adults. As men, we just want sex anyway until you prove to us why we should keep you around longer or protect and offer resources to you. Because if it's just sex, then we could just go on vacations and go to and shit like that. Because men don't mind spending money on a girl if he's having sex with her. But if now you're telling me you want me to commit to you and offer my resources to you and provide on a long-term basis, like what are you offering me in return? How are you making my life easier? Because no woman gets with a man without having understanding on how that man can benefit her.
Yeah.
Like, no woman gets in a relationship with a man unless that man is doing something. It's Berthoud's law. There's an actual law that you can look up and study. There's a man, he created this law. It's called Berthoud's law across all species, even human beings, animals, whatever. Women tend to stay in relationships that benefit them. Female animals, human being females, if a situation is not benefiting them, the female of that species tends to separate herself from that. But the problem is most men are not used to fucking getting anything for themselves. Most men have this understanding of I should just provide, protect, and give. But I'm not even supposed to get a home cooked meal. I'm not supposed to get special treatment from my woman. The house is not supposed to be clean or managed. It's what the fuck? Do you want a maid? Like if you ask your girl, babe, can you clean up the house? Oh, I'm not your fucking maid. Imagine if men said, I'm not your fucking bodyguard.
Right.
Or I'm not your fucking bank.
Yeah.
I'm not your fucking financial institution. Like men, we don't say that. We just do it. So I think it's disrespectful for any man to not feel loved and comforted when he comes to his home, right? A woman's supposed to make the house a home, so when a man comes in, he feels like a king if he's worth it.
Right.
So they don't mind asking what can you do for them, but anytime we ask, what we get in return is, oh, my energy, it's the vibes, it's just like my aura, and just you get to get me. Women say this famously, me, you're getting me. Okay, but what comes with you?
And
vibe is crazy.
It's crazy.
What I would say is we could also flip that on the man side. Like I said, there's a lot of men who believe like just because I'm a nice guy and da 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 da, even though that's not what women are necessarily basing a lot of that off of. Like that is when you put it in the hierarchy. Unfortunately, being a nice guy and being pleasant and all these other things is not higher than attractiveness and sexual prowess and fucking unfortunately this is the truth. There's actually been an experiment where women were asked to rate these things and the three lowest things were like character, fucking uh kindness and some other shit that you wouldn't think would be at the bottom. I could look it up, but it's just that understanding what the other person wants. Like if you want to be successful at something like dating where the other person ultimately makes the decision, you have to figure out, well, what does the other person want? Same thing as if you want to get a good grade by a teacher. If you're writing an essay for a teacher, how does this teacher like their essays to be written? You have to write for the teacher you're writing for. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with men and women. Men, you don't get to tell women that, oh, just because I have a good job and if you have certain charismatic things about you, if you don't know, have a certain thing, the certain biological parts that attract them as well, how you dress, the haircut. You could be all of these great things, but you can't override the biology that's going to tell her, I don't want to sleep with you. And the same thing with women. You can't override the biology saying, oh, well, I can do this, I can do that, but you don't do the things I value in a woman. Like, that's great that you're that thing, but you're not doing the things that I value in a woman. And the same thing as with men. It goes both ways. The point is that you don't get to tell the other person what they value more.
Right.
Like we as men, we over there, like, yes, I would love for a woman to say, well, you're a nice guy. You don't have to be, but that's not the game we in. And you got to play the game that you in. And that's pretty much the long and short of that topic. I think that if women understood how much we valued it, instead of like, I think that part of it is that women, because they place so much value on their accolades and things like that. Same thing with men, because we place so much value over loyalty and morals and things. We tend to think that that's more important to the other person.
Yeah.
It has a greater importance, actually does.
But the difference is this: that if a man is a doctor or he's a lawyer, he's any type of profession that earns high income, women are going to benefit from that high income, right?
No, you're not listening. You're not listening. So
no, I am listening. I'm just saying to you that the difference is that when a man talks about his accolades, women are going to benefit from those accolades, right?
That's why it's not a one-to-one thing. The accolades for them is like, we value, like, we care about, like, as a man, oh, I'm a good guy to her, I treat her well, and then we think that should be more important than ability to provide. You get what I'm saying? Like this.
That's not what I was saying. What I was saying is that the difference between being successful in the professional world is different for a man to be successful in the professional world.
Yes,
I'm saying
because they value that.
Because also too, they value because they're going to benefit from it. A broke nigga can't take you to eat. He can't take you on vacation. He can't provide for you. I'm saying a woman that's successful in her profession, it takes her away from the home. If you're out cutting deals and doing surgeries and you're practicing medicine, that takes away from you being a mom to my kids. It takes away from you being able to prepare my meals and to run a home, because you're out doing the same things that I'm doing. That's what I'm saying. So
okay, I get what you're saying. I get it.
That's what I'm saying to you. Yeah. Like a woman is invested in the man's job because she's going to benefit from the income that he makes from that job. Like you as a woman, you're putting your time and your energy into work where you could be putting that time and energy to being a helpmate for a man. And also too, here's a theory. I don't know if it's true. I think women bypass their most youthful and most physically attractive stages to go after these fucking degrees. So it's very heartbreaking to know that you wasted your time. Well, not wasted your time, but you did shit that men, now that you could have gotten when you were younger, don't, because they don't value the shit that you value. It's hard to tell a woman who put her blood, sweat, and tears into a degree that it means nothing to me. That takes a hit. Like your ego's gonna be fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine telling a woman, yeah, you're a doctor, you spend 4 years undergrad, 4 years medical school, then you study, train, and being a resident fellow. I don't give a fuck about that. And the men who are at your level would rather have a woman who's younger, who's a fucking cashier at McDonald's, because she still has her youth. She's more likely to bring healthier children to term, and she hasn't had these experiences with other men. So I can come in and kind of guide her to be the kind of woman that I need for her to be for me. They spent their youth. Like, how does that make sense? You want to get married and have kids from the best men that you can, but the thing that men value the most is beauty and youth. You push that to the side. That's like me waiting until I become broke to look for a woman. I'm born with, I have wealth, but I'm waiting until all my money dries out to go look for a woman. It's ass backwards.
Yeah.
Because everything that you're born with is everything that a man wants. You don't give a fuck about anything other than your beauty and your youth and your ability to listen and take leadership.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's it's accessories, right? It's the ornaments on the Christmas tree. And my partner had said something to me which was really funny. He was like, you know, like, you're all wifed out. And again, we've been together for 5 years, so this is like things that he had said in the beginning, right? And we've grown to, you know, we've grown from that. But like, I was like, well, maybe I am. You can leave, right?
That's crazy.
That was gangster.
We're still here, right?
Damn.
But at the end of the day, you know, it's also about delivery, right? How does one say that?
A lot of niggas that I contact with, like, you more masculine than a lot of dudes. That's
I was gangster. Nigga said, well, nigga, take it or leave it. Nigga, that's how a lot of niggas supposed to be. But nigga said, but
you listen, I know my worth. I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. I am very well-rounded, right? I can respect you as the leader of my household and the man in my life. And I can step out of this house and put my boss hat on and make deals and make shit happen and all that good stuff. Like, I'm very confident in my ability to do all of those things. Now, can I do all of them at the same time with 100%? Absolutely not. And anybody who says that they can, any woman who says that they can, they're lying to themselves. It's impossible to be a full-time career woman and be a full-time present wife, mother, caregiver, partner, and all of those things. At some point, there one bucket is more filled than another bucket. And I think for me, that's why I waited to go back to school. Right? I didn't go back to school. I mean, I did take some classes throughout me being a stay-at-home mom just because I'm a busybody, but I knew that it was going to take a lot of focus, and I chose family, right? I made that choice to get married, have kids, be a helpmate, right? And that was my decision. I would never change that for the world. I would never say, oh, if I could change anything, or I don't regret waiting to get my degree. Now, do I wish I got it like before I got married and had kids? Of course, right? But I'm so glad that I took that time to be a present mother and wife at that moment in my life.
But at the end of the day,
here's the question now.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, because which one, if you had to advise a younger woman, which one should they do first and why? Marriage and kids or career and thing? Yeah.
I would honestly tell a woman now, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, finish your school. Finish school, right? If you choose to get married or become a parent, you know, after your degree, after you've dabbled in corporate world or whatever, that's fine. But at least you've accomplished that part, because that is part of that. That's not out of order, right? Going to college right after high school is not an out of order thing. It's you graduate.
But Tip, I think a little bit of it is because you're going into school. Most women are not even working at jobs that they got the degree in. That's one. They're leaving school with meaningless degrees that don't offer anything to society. They're unhireable. They're in debt. So I would say if now, to just piggyback off Tyreek's question, is if you don't have a candidate for a husband, yes, go to school. But if you have a man that's willing to provide and protect and he's capable and he's saying, babe, I need you to just focus on the family, I think women should just focus on the family and forego college and school if she already has a man that's there willing to do everything for her.
and if it's feasible, right? Because it's impossible to have children and not be able to feed and provide for them, right? At the same time. So you also have to be responsible with that. Is that man, do you need a 2-income household?
No, but I'm saying if you have a man that's willing, if you have a man that is capable to fully provide.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like don't fuck that up, because you can always go back to school when the kids are grown, whatever, like what you're saying. But if you just meet a man and it's not serious, yes, of course, go to school, get a degree. But if you have the choice to choose, be a part of a man's life that's willing to take you on, fully provide for you, always take that. Because as you get older, caliber of man that you're gonna most likely be with is not gonna be the same caliber as you could have gotten when you were more, younger.
Let me ask y'all a question. This just popped up into my head. You see a lot of men, and maybe it's a culture thing or a race thing, right? But just roll with me for a second. You see a lot of men who hit their 40s, that middle age, and they end up like leaving their stay-at-home wives for the woman at work, the woman who's actually working and has something going for them, for lack of a better word. They're not just a stay-at-home mom. They're just not a support system, right? And so what do you think about that twist of the conversation?
Super rare. Men don't leave relationships. Like women initiate.
But the ones that do, it's like, oh, he left me for a secretary.
I mean, yes. I mean, yes.
Okay.
When you're dating a man that's very, very, very successful, he's going to have other women. Like he'll have another woman. But is he leaving you? Most men, like not just the successful men, but any man that can have other women and get away with it. If any man, even if a man's poor, if he could do what rich men were doing, he would do it. So I think once you start dating men of a certain caliber, you're gonna have to just expect that. That's what comes with dating those kind of men.
Okay.
And I would also say his decision to leave you has nothing to do with that woman. It would have everything to do with you being annoying, or you being hard to deal with, or home being something that's not work. Because a man, like you said, there's a whole study that says men's cheating has nothing to do with the happiness of the relationship, pretty much. So essentially, he could be happy. That's not going to change anything. You would have to screw up your spot for me to decide, like, this girl right here is more worth it than you. We kind of value off a tenureship. So if you've been here for 10 years and she's been here for 8, it's going to stay that way unless you do some shit that make me want to hire somebody else to be the head, the one above you.
Yeah. Like, yo, Tiffany, the difference between men and women is this. A woman will wake up one day and just not feel it no more. Well, I'm just fucking not happy. I'm done. I'm going. Men, we live through our unhappiness. We won't leave you, right? Unless you do something like Tyree said. We don't leave our wives for better looking women. We'll fuck the better looking women, but we'll still keep our wives.
We'll come home.
See, you're conflating how women move. Women might wake up one day and just not feel it. Women leave for unhappiness. Men, you never hear a man say, "I left my wife because I'm unhappy." He'll say,
I'm talking about that segment, right? I'm talking about that very, I don't know the percentage, but that segment of men that do leave their wives that have been caregivers.
Yeah, but men, see, like, here's the thing. You'll hear about more men being unhappily married than their unhappiness leading them to a divorce. Like you won't hear about a woman being unhappily married for years. She's leaving. Mm-hmm. Men be unhappily married from the age of fucking 25 until we die. Right. Like when a man leaves, it's because she cheated on us, or like she became just.
She's ungrateful when she's on.
Yeah, like sexless marriages. She's not having sex with us anymore. She's entertaining other men. Men, we don't leave. Like we'll have sex with the young secretary, but we're not leaving our wife. Even like Denzel Washington said. Denzel Washington famously said, "I'm never getting a divorce from my wife. She will have to leave me." Mm-hmm. Men in Hollywood say this shit. Like, she left me. I'm not leaving her.
Right. I'm just saying the population that actually do leave, right? They're out there. They're out there.
Yeah.
I know I've heard it, I've seen it, you know what I mean? That men do
Yeah.
my dad
And
divorced his first wife. I'm just saying.
It's the safer bet though. Women are more, I would say women's spot in marriage is more secure than a man's spot in marriage.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I would say that if a man leaves, you, like I said, you did something. Like you did something unforgivable. You disrespected him or said something to him in a way that completely emasculated him, or you gave
Or you
away your sexuality. Or
I'm sorry, what you
even if
saying?
he's a narcissist, if you still, she said he's a narcissist.
I
Even
said,
if he's a narcissist,
or you're married to a narcissist.
Oh, but Tiff,
like
you
the
know
man
this,
is married to the female who's a narcissist,
No, the male is a narcissist.
Tiff, you know that there's only like 2%
he's
of the
not gonna
world.
leave you still. If you still benefit him, leave you. It won't be until you annoy him. Like until the cost outweighs the input or the
Yeah.
investment, that's when men leave. Like when the cost outweighs the investment, like, all right, we understand what women come with, because in our minds we accept that every woman's gonna come with something. That's how we look at it. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, you're gonna come with something. Until it becomes too much work for me to do this and to keep up this shit, that's when I'm gonna leave you alone. Or when you're ungrateful, which is kind of too much work because I'm doing a lot for you and you don't make me feel revered and loved as a man for what I do, then I'll probably leave you. Cause the girl at work makes me feel better than you. She knows how to talk to me nice in a way that you don't, or
Yo,
whatever it is.
most men self-delete. A man would rather self-delete himself before he leaves his marriage.
Damn.
There's a growing problem of men self-deleting themselves because they're just unhappy in their marriages. And most men are in sexless marriages. I forgot what percentage. It's like it's alarming numbers that most men are not even getting sex from their wives.
Can I say that about that statistic? I think that midlife crisis, that 40 to 45, and you see men maybe more actively cheating or stepping out or leaving their wives around that age. Women start going through perimenopause, menopause, their hormones are out of whack because they're losing estrogen, because their eggs are depleting. And this is something that it hasn't been until the past maybe 5 years that is actually getting talked about more. Menopause. And women have been going through it since Eve. But it's been like a taboo topic. And until I reached my age, I never thought about it, right? Like it never hit me to consider maybe that's why a lot of men leave. The women they don't understand why. They know their libido is low. They have no sex drive at all. All they know is they don't want to be touched, and they're just nothing you can do can get me in the mood or anything. And so men internalize that because they hate rejection. If I know anything, if I can say one thing about a man that I think I know, is that when you reject them, especially sexually, it's an ego blow. And when you don't educate yourself, or maybe you're not going to the doctors, you're not getting tested regularly, your checkups and whatnot, and you don't even know what's going on inside your body, your mate is only seeing you withdraw and detach with no explanation behind it. And when women are going through that period in their life, all they know is they don't want to be fucking bothered, touched, looked at, breathed on, right? And so I think that is a topic that's like that needs to be spoken about between men and women, right? More often than it has been in the past, because it hasn't been talked about at all. Of, you know what? Women that are between the ages of 40 and 50 lose estrogen at an alarming rate. Their libido is non-existent, and it's not because they don't want you anymore.
Wait, really? But Tiff, I always heard that women's sex drive go up when you get older.
Okay, so that's after the perimenopause, right? Like that, like once your body stabilizes from going through perimenopause and menopause, then your sex drive goes up. But while you're going through it, no, you actually have to take supplements.
Men though, because men, we don't leave. Tiff, you understand? Like, see, we're a data and stats first type of platform. Tiff, 80% of women. What is that? That means that 80%, even through the menopause and men, we're not leaving.
Yeah. Well, no, what you said was actually what prompted that was that you made the comment about how like women are, it's an alarming rate of women who aren't having sex with me. And I just wanted to highlight that. Let's break that down even further and see what the age is.
Problem, but you think it's menopause, or women are not just attracted to their husbands because they didn't marry their first choice? I truly believe once a woman, see, this is why being married to like losing your virginity to your husband was so big, because you have nothing to compare it to. The problem is, before a woman gets married, she has so many sexual experiences. She's going to clubs, vacations. She had black guys, she had Spanish guys, she had Italian guys, she had German guys. She's been flipped up in the air, different positions. By the time she marries, after a 30, 40 fucking body count, you have so much experience to compare it to. This is why women who get married and lose their virginity to their husbands tend to stay in longer, happier marriages. And the more a woman sleeps around, the less likely she'll be satisfied with one man.
I'm not negating that. I agree with you. I'm not, you know what I mean? But in reality, there are more women that aren't virgins when they get married, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that. So here's the thing: women are marrying later in life. More women are comfortable with having kids in their late 30s, getting married in their late 20s and 30s after they had experiences with different men who are chads, who are handsome, who was tall, who was biologically pleasing to them. Now they can't get those guys, so they settle with a guy that's like their fifth choice. Right? So when they're settled down in a relationship with a man that they really didn't like that, but he's the only man that's giving them security, she's not going to be excited to sleep with that guy.
I can only speak for me and maybe a handful of my friends and maybe my sister. If women are sexual beings, right? They know what they want in bed. They know what they like. Mm-hmm. They are not going to marry. They're not going to settle for half-ass penis. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't women out there that would be like, okay, well, you make money, so it's okay that like it's 2 inches and you're a 1 minute man, right?
They'll still cheat on you, in my theory. Sorry.
No, they will, and that's what I was gonna say. They're the ones that are sleeping around with the pool boy.
A woman can't
like.
But Tiff,
I agree with that.
But look, Tiff, a woman doesn't choose who offers marriage to her. She can only choose who she fucks. Like, women,
yeah, and I'm not gonna fuck anybody that I'm not sexually compatible with.
No, what I'm saying is that if a woman gets marriage that bad, she might be willing to settle with a man that's going to give her the marriage, but not understand that, damn, there's another aspect. I gotta fuck this guy now, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying to you, is that women don't choose who gets on. We choose who we marry as men. You guys choose women choose who gets sex, men choose who get the ring.
Right.
So I don't give a fuck how much you want to get married. If only this guy's willing to marry you, either you're going to be single. Either you're going to be not married or married to this guy. And what I'm saying is that a lot of women, they don't settle on sex, but they're going to have to settle on who marries them, because you guys don't dictate that. So what I'm saying is, a lot of times women chase the security of marriage, and the guy might not be that attractive or appealing, and she now is not attracted to him. So now the sex is going to fucking suffer.
Yeah.
Especially after having all these experiences with guys because men, we fuck down all the time. A man that's a 10 will go down and fuck a girl that's a 6 or 5.
Or 2. It's crazy.
Or 2. So you might be a woman becomes sexually aroused depending on how much she likes the guy. Like, you don't have to do that much in the bedroom to a girl that's truly into you. If a girl's into you, automatically the sex is going to be good because she's into you. Mm-hmm. Right? What I'm saying is that if a girl is sleeping with the guys that she wants, because she gets to sleep with whoever she wants, now she has to go from that to being with a guy that she's not attracted to. It's going to be hard for her to like settle in with that.
Yeah. I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna give y'all homework before we finish, sidebar. But do some research on perimenopause, especially with Black and brown women.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure.
Before we end it, I wanted to add to that last point he just said. I think what happens is, to those men who do wind up leaving, I think it's also an awakening that happens. Like you say, when you realize that you're with a woman that doesn't like you, and then you experience what it is to be liked by a woman, you change. Like, a lot of guys, and this is why my philosophy been this since I was a kid. I'll keep it short. Like who like you. And that's because someone taught me that when I was young, and I understand the value in it because you realize how much work you don't have to do when someone actually likes you, and how much tap dancing you don't have to do when somebody actually likes you.
Yeah.
And I think men are waking up, like, because see, we suffer so much, so we'll go through years of marriage, and then we wake up and be like, you know what, this bitch don't really like me like that, because it's this one over here, and she'll cook for me, and she asks me how I'm doing, and da 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 da. And a lot of men don't even know what it is for a woman to really like them. They're so used to and trying to impress a woman that when they finally come across a woman that's all about you, that can sway a man from his wife. You know what I'm saying? You so used to, that's why the woman at work, she happens, that's like her the work wife, work husband type shit.
Right.
Where I see you every day and you speak positive words into me, and y'all do them little corny ass work massages and shit. Y'all, it's just this fucking, like, it's a better connection than I have. I'm more friends with this bitch than I am with my own wife, because
that's because you haven't cheated on your work wife, and she hasn't had to put up with your skid mark underwear and your attitude and your lack of romance. And
the truth is, it's always easier to be a side, whether it's a side nigga or a side woman.
Yes, literally,
it's always easier because you have less. You get to go home. It's like at the end of the day.
Like, but Tiffany, what do you think about this though? Men and women get married for different reasons. A woman gets married because she, in her head, thinks a little girl. That's what she wanted. It's not you. It's just that she wanted that title from you. Men, we get married after we see that you put in that work.
Yeah.
So it's like a man. So what Tyree was saying with the work wife and the work husband is that when you get married to a woman, you know it's going to be a struggle as a man. Like when a woman is saying, "Babe, I want to plan this wedding," as a man, you have to be practical. Say, how the fuck am I going to pay for all this shit? It's like having a little girl, like having like a little daughter coming, "Daddy, I want this, I want this, I want this on my birthday." Blah, blah, blah. You're like, okay, well, let me sit down and figure out how much overtime I got to do, or how much I got to do. I got to do another deal just to make my daughter. Like, women don't see the struggle that men go through just to make shit happen. Like, we're crying sometimes on the inside because we don't want to try to see us sweat, but daddy's going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Don't ask how, but we'll get it done. Right?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, men and women get married for different reasons. As men, we go into a marriage, no one's going to be sacrificed. We know it's going to be like, arguments and this and that. That's why we're slow to marry. Women, I want to get married tomorrow, because they don't understand that it's a lot of real shit that comes with it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Everybody want to be the gangster until they have to go through gangster shit.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like what Tyree was saying, most men get married and we don't even get, like, most men don't get compliments. Most men, when the last time a girl said, "Baby, let me do something nice for you. Here's some money for your haircut. Baby, I'm taking you out to dinner." It doesn't fucking happen.
And then the scary part is that we'll get called all sassy, or you want to be a prince. It's not that, nigga. I just want to be appreciated. Like, niggas, like, the thing to make sure a man does whatever you want, just make him feel like a superhero. You make the nigga feel like a. Go ahead.
I'm going to give this nugget to the women listening. What I realized is the easiest thing to do is offer your assistance, right? Perfect example. Where we just went to Virginia Beach this weekend, and it's a 4.5-5 hour drive. And when my partner drove both ways, and when somebody is like shifting in their seat, you know what I mean? After they, they're just readjusting, the butt falls asleep or whatever.
Yeah, auntie.
Me looking over and saying, "Babe, are you okay? Are you tired? Are you sleep? Do you want me to drive?" No. I got it. I'm cool. Just doing that says so much, right? Whereas let's say another woman is like, well, granted, I call myself the passenger princess, but there are real passenger princesses that won't pick up on that cue, won't even offer, right? Because they're like, well, you're the man, you're supposed to drive. And even though I knew he was going to say no, I knew he wasn't going to pull over and say, "Here, drive," right? But it was the fact that I was attentive and I offered was enough to make him feel valued and appreciated.
You think, Tiffany? I don't think that's valuable to even ask, because we don't want you to take over the wheel. We want you to give us a massage when we get to the room.
And I massaged him. Wait. And I was massaging him after I noticed he was antsy, right?
Oh, still though, the way that women think that they're being helpful, they're really not.
I would say, I think he.
I would never, like, listen. On some real shit. Like, I want you to listen to me.
Okay.
Never want help doing the shit that we are supposed to do.
But see, where I agree.
They're supposed to do.
Right. I agree with you. But what about what I just said about, just asking, just being appreciated? When do we When do women recognize what they're doing?
No, as a man, I'm telling you,
Mhm.
actions by being appreciative will show. Like this man said, this older man said that when you see a man stressed out, going through crazy shit, offer him therapy and he needs somebody to talk to. No, what we want is a woman to appreciate us while we're going through that bullshit. So what I'm saying is that cook him an extra meal. Make sure that you massage him when you get to the room. We don't want you helping us driving. We don't want you helping us paying the bills. We don't want you helping us carrying fucking bags. We don't want you helping doing anything that we can do. We want you to just like up the game on the shit that we expect from our women to do.
What I will say is that because you, and this is something that men are so used to, he's right and wrong. The thing is that he did appreciate that you offered because it did show a level of attentiveness. But in his manness, he's going to say, no, this is my job. So even though my ass hurts, I'm going to drive us. But
Right.
the fact is you reinvigorated him and gave him more energy by the fact that you was like, you know what? At least because in that saying, and you acknowledging that he might be tired or antsy, you are also saying like, I understand that this is a lot of work. And so in his mind, because like if a woman often sees I'm struggling carrying bags and she's like, you want me to help you, babe? Even if I'm struggling, I'm gonna get extra energy because no, nigga, this is my job. I'm gonna stand up straight up. Like, no.
You say that I'm wrong. I'm not wrong because instead of offering to take over the wheel, just say, I acknowledge that you're tired. Thank you, babe. Like,
yes, that could be more effective. But what I'm saying is it's not that it did nothing, is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying, so I want you to listen to me clearly. I'm not saying that Tiffany acknowledging him being fatigued is wrong. That's beautiful. I'm saying we don't need you to offer to take over.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I get what you're saying on that part.
We don't need you. And a lot of times, women really don't want to take over. They just want to act like they're trying to help any fucking way. Babe, I got this next bill. No, you really don't. You just want me to know that you're willing to pay, but you still want me to pay.
I will say I don't offer nothing that I'm not willing to back.
You know what I'm saying is that
if I didn't want to drive, I would have never said, do you want me to drive? I'd have been like, are you good, babe?
no. That's beautiful. When a woman says, are you good, babe? That's beautiful. Acknowledging that you know that we're doing hard work, that's beautiful. But just up, like whatever you do on your side, just up it more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like women don't believe in romance. Like women say romance. Men, we create the fucking romance. Women don't. Like
yeah.
a man comes home from a hard day at work. A woman goes, baby, let me clip your toenails, rub your feet, let me massage you, let me cook a meal for you, let me run your bath for you. Women don't do that shit.
No, we don't.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if y'all focused on how the fuck can I make my man's life easier? Like, how can I put myself in my man's shoes to know that I can like aid him so that when he goes out, he's gonna conquer the world even fucking harder because he's appreciated at home. A man will run through a fucking building.
Mm-hmm.
A man will wrestle an alligator. A man will wrestle a fucking bear if he's doing it for a purpose and he's coming home and being appreciated for it.
Right.
Women don't. Men are simple, bro. Like dealing with a woman is complex. Like I have to figure out fucking like arithmetic to understand a woman. But men, we tell you what the fuck we want. A lot of times, women don't even imagine being a man. We don't know what you want sometimes, and you don't even fucking know what you want. So we both got to figure it out together.
Right.
As a man, like yo, I'd rather be around a killer that I know is a killer than a person that acts like they're not a killer. So we'll tell you we want this, like we want. We're like cavemen. I want that. Like it's not hard. So being like I always say, like I don't feel. That's why I was telling Tommy, I don't feel bad for women who claim that they can't get men. That sucks for you because men are simple. If you do the most minimal shit, a man will. You could be mediocre looking. You don't even have to be that pretty. But if you do the thing that you're supposed to do as a woman, a man's not walking away from you. Facts.
And that's why I say the extra credit versus the classwork thing, because you're focusing on an extra credit, which is only 5%. And arguably, if you just did the classwork, it's fucking easier. Making me a sandwich, arguably, I'm not trying to be misogynistic, is a lot easier to go to fucking medical school. Why the hell do you feel like you're going to go? It would be a lot easier for you. I would be a lot happier with you with doing this easier thing than you going out your way to do this thing that you feel like I need to grade you higher on. Like you're working backwards.
I think.
Yo, wait, Tim, let me give you some food for thought. And this is why in life, when you make shortcuts, you might become successful. Like you might get what you need to get up front, but it's going to bite you in the ass. Listen to this. If you gave a man, I'm gonna give you two ways. I'm gonna give you two fucking gems, and that's the last thing I'm gonna say, and y'all can take it away. If you go in front of a man and you say, "What would you rather have? A woman that's feminine, submissive, soft, willing to listen and be guided, and willing to be led, but has no college degree?" And here's the thing: just because she has no college degree doesn't mean she's not intelligent. Educated and intelligent are two different fucking things. I'm not saying she's illiterate. I'm saying she's intelligent, but she's not formally, like, traditionally fucking educated. Cool. Say she has no fucking education at all. Doesn't have a penny to her fucking name. Like, she's dead broke, uneducated, but she's friendly. She's in shape. She prioritizes being a mom and being a helpmate. Or take a woman who's a fucking millionaire, who has money. She has businesses and deals and shit like that. Most men will say the first woman I described. And guess what? If a man chooses to be with the other, he doesn't have enough fucking money anyway. Because a man who has his shit together doesn't want you bringing the same things to the table that he fucking brings. Imagine if I took more time than you to get ready in the mirror. Imagine if I said to you, Tiffany, I have a nice suit collection, and I have the best Pradas and Gucci boots, and I have the best hair care and skincare lotions. You can look at me like, okay, it's cool, but it doesn't do nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is how men fucking, like, what they hear when they hear a woman. I'm like, yo, I got this, I got that. We don't give a fuck. And that's because we bring that to the table. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it.
I'm going to say for both of you that I think a lot of women that are successful, that have vibrant careers and are highly educated, they do it mainly for themselves. They don't do it for this is my dating resume. I'm going to get this degree so that I can tell a guy during speed dating that I have a master's, right? And I think that us women fulfilling themselves with careers and degrees and things like that, it has come from a long line of being undervalued and underappreciated. That, once upon a time, our grandmothers, our mothers, maybe even ourselves have been in that position to be the caretaker, the homemaker, the helpmate. And it was not valued. Now, maybe it wasn't valued because you were wrong. We were with the wrong men, right? That did not see value in that. But I think that that's why you see this trend of women finding value in a way like what it looks like for them, instead of waiting for someone else to find value in them.
That's your question. So why are women are more liberated, have more rights now than ever? Why are there more women now on anti-anxiety medications, antidepressant medications? And when you look at studies, it shows that women are most unhappy now in comparison to back in the day. Like, women are reporting more signs of unhappiness and depression and taking medication more so now than they ever had.
I'm going to say because we have a voice now. See, we were that's what was expected of us, right? My dad used to say, why am I going to give you money for an A? You're supposed to get an A, right? And so the expectation for women to do their job 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, it was, this is what you were bred to do. This is what you were raised to do. This is what you're supposed to fall into mother wife role and be happy about it. And so just like how the divorce rate went up in the late 70s and 80s, once women were allowed to get credit cards and open up bank accounts, it wasn't because all of a sudden everybody drank the Kool-Aid. It was because women didn't have a choice to sustain themselves and have a career and provide for themselves prior to them getting those rights. And so I don't think, just like people say, oh, there's more kidnappings and murders nowadays. No, it's about the same it was in the 70s and the 60s. It's just that it's sensationalized now. You see it and you hear it more. So I think women were probably, they didn't know what to feel. There wasn't words, right? There wasn't words and definitions to
But
describe what they were feeling because they were called crazy and not.
But Tiff, I knew you was gonna say that. And here's my response, because when I say that, women respond just like how you responded. But now here's my caveat to that. So even if they were depressed back then, let's say they were, that's understandable because they were doing what they did not want to do. What I'm saying is they're doing what they want to do, and the numbers are still high. So that doesn't let's separate back in the day, right? The numbers shouldn't be high now, regardless of if they couldn't talk about it, regardless of if the husbands didn't allow them to see psychiatrists and psychologists. What I'm saying is when women are getting what they want, right? They're getting everything they want. You still can't ignore the numbers are like 80%, 90%. These are women saying this themselves. Like this is self-reporting. Like women are saying like we're unhappy. Like, and also with the medication and things like that, not to say that women had the same access to medication back then. Maybe they didn't, but you can't ignore the influx of medication that they're taking now. When, and also too, Tiffany, they're still looking for husbands. These women are dating, have more options now on dating apps. They have an abundance of options. The average woman on Hinge gets 100 likes per day. So how can you be unhappy when you can double dip? You can decide to be a boss bitch and be successful boss babe, but at any moment you can be a stay-at-home mom and a guy can take you in. So you have all the options. Men, we only have one option: be a provider or get to the left. Become the best version and provide for women, or be looked at as obsolete. You guys can do both. You guys can find a simp that's going to take care of you and you don't have to do anything for that simp. Or you can be a boss bitch, go to school, get your degree, get a job, get a divorce, take all your man's shit, take the kids. So women have all the fucking options. Men, we don't have any. So even if women couldn't report it back then, the numbers are still high.
The mental health issue is high and it's staggering. I think as human beings, we are dealing with way more shit. Just the environment within itself is a lot more stressful. And if you think about our brain development over time, from, if you believe we were cave people or not, but, we as human beings were not wired to take on all of the stresses that hit us every day. I think that why women are probably more medicated now than in the past is, one, women are speaking up. There's more advocacy around it. That's the easy one. Number two is a lot of the burden of being the leader of the household, the caretaker, mom, breadwinner, has been put on women. They've taken on way more roles that they shouldn't be responsible for 100% themselves, or even 75% themselves. If you and I create a child, we're both equally giving, right? And not it's 100% one person and whenever you feel like present the other person. I just think that there's a lot more environmental factors that play with the mental health issue than just, okay, women are popping more antidepressants and claiming that they're depressed.
I have a theory, but go ahead.
Wait, I was saying women. I think that women want it all. Like women want everything. Like they want to be the independent boss babe, but they want a husband that's going to take care of them and still provide for them. Even women, when they reach a certain level, their expectations go up with that level, Tiff. So what I'm saying is that women have been fed a lie, have been fed the feminist lie, right? Taking over things that men have traditionally done, and it's exhausting and it's fucking tiring. But then when she blinks, oh, I'm 38. Now it's not going to be as easy to get pregnant and have children. Now I got to go through this regimen of different pharmaceutical medication, from our hormones, in vitro, all of this shit. I think that women have been told that they can have it all. Men, we haven't changed. Men have been the same since. Men, we're not changed. We haven't changed. Women are the ones that's changed. And now with this new change, I think we bit off a little bit more.
A lot, like we've discussed, a lot of men don't understand what it means to be a man nowadays. That provider, that protector role. Where listen, my daughter's 22. I'm seeing these guys that her and her friends have to deal with and stuff. And those roles are changing.
But Tiff, we're adapting that. Not now men are like adapting because women, they want to be the bosses, they want to run a relationship. So we're like, okay, so since you want to do that, then do it. Like a man will do whatever it takes to get the woman, to get sex. Right? So men are just responding to the changes that women are making. Like, but we've been like, the moment, I guarantee you though, the same man that changed, when he finds a woman that he loves and cares about, and she goes, babe, I'm sick, I'm tired, I really don't want to work no more, he's not leaving her. He's going to take on that role. I think men are scared to say that they're leaders and dominant because they're going to be looked at as misogynistic. Like, it's shameful now for a man to say, I'm a conservative thinking man. He gets shamed. A man can't say that. A man could get canceled for saying, I want a traditional woman to be a stay-at-home mom. That's frowned upon. So men, we don't want to get shamed. We don't want to get looked at as misogynist. So we was just, okay, babe, boss bitch, do your thing. Hey.
I mean, there's that, but also because you overvalue your independence to a degree. Like, man's not going to do something he doesn't feel a need to do. Men don't do things because there's not this men love men love doing what we are needed to do. It's like being a provider. Like, being a provider is a job that we love because we love the fact that we can protect, and doing the actual shit itself is difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult in being a provider and stuff. It's the fact that you appreciate it. The fact that, so when you have women that no longer appreciate it because they can get it themselves and it makes you less inclined. Or when you're taught in a society that we're all equal, one of the reasons I told Muhammad that men protect women is because we see them as a weaker vessel. But when you teach that we're the same and all of these things, it kind of doesn't, it raises young boys not to take that same initiative of protector, because we're not looking at you like old school men look at women like, you're women, we're men. So like when something happens, I got to step up because you're a woman, I'm a man. We're not looking at it as that. When you teach kids that you're all equal, you're the same, boys and girls, we're the same, you can do the same things. It kind of that, and that's a different. I think all things can, like, more than one thing can be true. I think what you're saying is true, but I also think that young boys are not taught that there is a difference and that you are a man and that there's a responsibility that as a man. So when you're taught that we're equal, this is the problem with that equality kind of rhetoric, is that gender roles are important in those certain aspects. If you want a man to step into that role, he has to see a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? I have to see that. I have to believe that you're a weaker vessel. If you teach me your whole life you're just as strong as me, and MMA woman could beat up a woman could beat up a man, and all of these things that we're telling, you're not going to make a man, his biological incentive to like protect you is not going to take over.
Tiffany, me and Tyree not dating you, right? Listen, look, we're not dating you. If me, you, and Tyree was inside of a establishment and a man comes in and tries to do something, if we think that you're just like us, we're gonna say, Tiffany, come on, let's fight together. No, but when you have a gender role mentality, it's Tiffany, wait over there, let me and him handle that. It's Tiffany, yo, leave, we got this. But if you're preaching, oh, we're equal to men and we're the same, I fucking fight with us then. See, women want a double dip. Like, women want traditional treatment when she benefits, but yet when a man has to benefit from traditional treatment, like listen to me or follow my lead, nah, fuck that. This is like, you know what's funny? When you dating apps and you see women, you always see women say, I'm traditional. I'm looking for, be ready at 8. Dinner is booked. I'm picking you up. I never hear about what the fuck she's offering as a traditional woman.
Yeah, what does traditional mean to you, right? Like
and women hate to be questioned like that. They hate to be asked those questions because they've never been asked that. So it's
that's
like
another topic I want to get into, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm traditional, meaning I want traditional treatment from you, but I'm not willing to be a traditional woman. In order to be a traditional woman, it's not just receiving things, it's also what you're fucking distributing.
What you're giving. It's receiving, it's a reciprocal.
But like Tyree said, you feel the need to like do anything. I'm sorry, just like Tyree said, if you're teaching young girls that you're the same as a man and you want to do the things, he's not going to feel the need to treat you like a woman and be chivalrous.
Right.
Like you. I'm sorry.
Damn, nigga, let her go.
I didn't know. Go ahead, Tiffany. What you said?
I was saying that there's two parts to that, because if women were able to rise from their traditional roles and take on more, wouldn't it just make sense that if men were naturally here and women were here, I don't know if you can see my hands, right? And women were here and women got there. I mean, wouldn't it make sense for men?
I wouldn't need anything. No, because then I would just need you for sex. I don't need you to live with me. If as a woman, if you're gonna live with me and be my wife, you got to be doing something for me.
Right. I mean, yeah. Ultimately.
Yeah, I just need you for sex. And if you're just like me, we can just have fun, have sex, and keep it moving. I'm not gonna do anything for you. I don't need you to just be as my companion. I don't need that. Fuck, I need that for. I can cook. I can do my own dish. I can do all that.
Yeah, please. I love that.
What I would say.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ty.
What I would say is multiple things. This is why I asked you the other day, can you be with somebody you don't necessarily need? Because the thing is that marriages worked better back then because there was a clear and more direct. The more directly the two people need each other, I think the better it is or the easier it is to compromise. That's why you go real far back to like caveman times, niggas stuck together for survival. Like if I need to live. The less you need somebody, which is why there's a benefit and a drawback to women being more independent nowadays. Because the truth is that the less that you actually need your partner, the less likely you are to compromise. And that I'm not saying that, and that's like, I'm not saying that to say like, oh, women shouldn't work or anything. I'm just saying that in this evolution of us developing as humans or whatever, but the thing is that in that development, yes, we have allowed women, and as a whole society, we've created a space where they can be more independent, and that's great. But as far as for the sake of family and monogamy and all of that shit, is it better for that? Because, like I said, if I'm trying, because I don't want to sound like I don't want to take away women's jobs and shit. But what I'm saying is that it's a like a unintended byproduct of you being more independent. Is that now you're less likely to be willing to work with a nigga on certain shit and that doesn't mean that
it's not unintended. I think it was a reason why, because feminism and all this shit couldn't exist without actually men being willing to die for women's beliefs, right? So I think that there's a reason why the powers that be push this feminism agenda. I think so. But what's going to happen is, watch what I tell you. There's going to be a civil war amongst women. There's going to be a civil war amongst women. You're going to have half is saying, yo, independence, and it's going to be the unattractive women who are not that attractive, who have no choice but to do it anyway. And it's going to be the pretty ones like, yo, fuck this, you fucking us up. My husband doesn't even want to be a provider. He wants to go 50-50. My husband said, hey, girl, it's your turn to protect me now, because when we go out. What's going to happen is that you're going to see women who really appreciate men and what they bring to the table. They're going to be going to war fighting with women who are more of, have that feminist mindset. So it's going to be a big civil war amongst women. Guarantee you.
Yeah, the civil wars are breaking out now, so that is just a matter of time, for real. I wanted to touch Mo. You had said that you have to basically lie, right? Like you don't want to offend anybody by saying, okay, what I'm looking for is a traditional woman, because you could get canceled, and you could have been talking about you or the proverbial you, right? And I think a woman, one that is, I'm so sad that one can't live in their truth. And I think that that's what happens in relationships, right? Because men really want to say that. I want a traditional woman. I want a woman who just wants to cook and clean and be barefoot and pregnant and sacrifice and submit and all of that stuff, which there's no judgment, right? But what happens is, in a man really wanting that but being afraid to actually say it, he gets into relationships with women, and then he ends up cheating or ends up not being fully committed, because at the end of the day, this independent girl is not really who you want. You really want Annie Oakley or whatever, you know what I mean? That's what you want. You don't want, I don't know, Claire Huxtable. You want Leave It to Beaver's mom.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, it's true. Like men, because most men don't have most men don't have the leverage or the power to even fucking ask for anything. Most men got to take what they can get. Because once a woman,
I'm trying to empower y'all to speak your truth, is what I'm saying. Like that should be the main, because y'all end up screwing us over.
truth, though, he has to be valuable enough. He has to be valued enough because that his truth matters, right? Like a woman doesn't want to hear that shit from a nigga that she doesn't deem worthy.
I want to hear a nigga tell me you are not the bitch that I want to be with because you're too independent or you're too masculine. Like I want to hear that.
And God's not gonna tell you that. He might, because he might. No, but he's not gonna tell you that because he might run the risk of not being able to sleep with you. I'm not saying you. I'm saying like in general.
Right.
Men don't want to rock the boat. Men don't want to rock the boat.
I get you. I just saying that I'm men that are listening. Please be honest with yourselves and honest with us because that's what ends up happening. You guys really want something else, but then you go for certain people, and then y'all looking at us like we ruined the relationship, you know? And it's like no, because you weren't honest from the beginning.
Have you heard that saying? When you lie, women buy. Have you heard that? Like when you lie, women buy. Like women are the biggest consumers, especially when they're being lied to, right? Because women fall in love with what they hear, right?
Yeah.
Men fall in love with what they see. The average man who's barely making it, as far as getting women to be desire him, who barely gets sex, he's gonna tell a woman whatever she needs to hear so he can get sex with her.
Yeah, and the woman's gonna believe whatever they want at the end of the day.
Yeah, before you're able to tell a woman the truth that could risk you not being able to sleep with her, you have to raise your level of value so high that you can say take it or leave it or go to the next one. Most men don't have options.
I think it has to do internally. Y'all men need to value yourselves more, right? So that when you do talk to a woman, you can just be honest.
You men have to be willing to walk away with nothing. That's the problem. See, the thing is that men need to be willing to walk away with nothing. The problem is that we curve women silently. So when we see a certain aspect of you we don't like, we'll still deal with you up until we can, like I said, the investment outweighs the cost.
Yeah.
And then like, it could be a girl and she could say some shit. And now I deem her as a whole in my mind. I'll still use her for the sex, but it ain't going to go past that. But I'm not going to tell her that. I'm just going to keep it right here until this shit either ends or whatever comes to a natural end or whatever. But we can talk about why that is because I have my own speculations, but I won't go too deep into it now. But that just tends to happen. Men curve women silently. Why lose out on having sex with you by telling you the truth? Because you're gonna believe what you're gonna believe anyway. And at the end of the day, a woman will change her partner before she changes her mindset. So she'll change. So you can tell her about herself, and if she disagrees with you, she'll just get rid of you and find a nigga that agrees with her. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So in her mind, it's not that if she'll look at it like you're not compatible with me before it's something that I need to change.
Right.
So as a man, we know, well, why the hell would I talk myself out of pussy? I might as well just keep it where it's at. Because shit, I ain't going.
The lies are lies, right? Like, but that specific lie, you can lie to me and just keep me around for fun. That's something different. But the lie of I can't be open and vulnerable with you enough to tell me what I value and what is on my list of what I'm searching for in a woman, right?
If you could actually handle that, you don't think men would say that? Not saying you, but like women can't handle that. Like they don't.
That's a perfect test to know if that woman is for you or not. If you were literally honest and said, "Listen,
no,
we already decided she's not for us." At that point, we've already decided.
You gotta listen.
Why am I telling you?
We just want to have sex, so we're not gonna say anything that's gonna, make you feel.
We've already decided. I curved you silently. I've already decided. I don't gotta tell you. I've already seen enough. And that's how a man. That's how a man does it. I've seen enough. So now it's like, okay, so you good for this.
Once a woman actually experiences a truthful guy, it now alters their sense of, well, if he can be upfront and honest about who he is, what he wants, what his needs are, what his expectations are, what the fuck is the rest of y'all's problem?
The rest of them is that they care too much.
I think that I like that has happened to me where it was like, no, these are my boundaries. This is it. I'm laying it all on the table. I'm not looking for anything more than this. And like everything was laid out. And I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking refreshing. I can work
but
with this, right?
and that's why I say that the best position is a position of detachment, because the truth is the reason why he was able to lay down on boundaries is because he could take it or leave it.
Yeah,
At
and
the
I
end of
love
the day, and
yeah,
at the end of the day, and women, and that is beautiful that you're saying this, because we say this. The things that you do that seem counterintuitive are actually going to make a woman like you more. So when a woman sees you stand on business and things like that, you thinking being more agreeable with her and doing those things are going to get her like you more. No, a woman actually likes a man who is clear cut. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. You know, da da bop 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 bop. So it's like, it's good that you say this, because men think the other way around. Like, I should tell her what she wants to hear. No, a
no,
woman will respect you more by saying, nigga, I don't normally do this, or I don't date these type of women. This is not my preference. Da da da. You're not my preference for this. I don't date women who do these type of things you do. I'm not saying it to hurt you. I'm just letting you know what it is.
yeah. I respect that. I can pound you and keep it moving.
Though, Tiff, you're not gonna get that from an average guy because he doesn't want to run the risk of getting sex. Like why would
Yeah, but that's why I say you gotta have that abundance mindset where you like, I'm willing to go away with nothing, nigga. Fuck you.
Right,
Like, I'm gonna say, you shouldn't be willing to compromise your integrity as a man to just agree and tap dance for some,
exactly.
you know.
But Tiff, I've already decided I'm just gonna have sex with you. I don't want you as a girlfriend. Why would I tell you that any fucking way?
I mean, no,
That's the other side of it.
that's the other side of it, though, right? Right, like whatever it is. But I'm just saying that if it's more than the booty call,
Yeah,
and then just be honest.
What do you mean if it's more than a booty call? Because the thing is that men decide whether or not to take you seriously based off of what you do. So we'll go into this. We don't even know what this could go left or right, depending on what type of woman you are.
Right.
So at some point we'll say we might have, like I said, I've seen enough. Once a nigga say I've seen enough, we put you in that whole category. We gonna run the clock out. We gonna keep going until eventually you don't fuck with us no more, or we grow apart, or we understand that this ain't gonna last.
It's
But we
both
going
ends, right? Because of course you're not going to be vulnerable and upfront with everybody that you meet, right? Like, okay, I'm going to play around with this person I could take seriously, right? It depends on the person in the lane that we're the box that we're putting them in. But I'm just saying for those women that you feel like it could be more than just a fun time, being upfront and honest from the get-go will get you a whole lot further.
But we don't know that we want to be. We don't know that we want to be with you at the beginning.
Yeah, men figure it out as we go.
You grow on us, man. You grow on us. Yeah.
So first date conversation isn't going to be like, look, I'm looking for a submissive woman.
No, I mean, unless he's in his 40s looking for a wife already, or he's looking for. But like most men, we don't deal with women. We deal with women like, yo, I like you. She's cute. Let's see where this goes.
Right.
And then like if we deal with you, and like our first mission is sex.
Yeah.
Then after that, like then we figure out if we're a good person and if we like you and da 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 da. But the first mission is sex, and then we go, oh, she's a good girl. And if you do other things that add to your value, then we'll be like, oh, she cooks, she cleans.
You know, most men don't even know how they ended up in a fucking relationship. You're like, oh shit, damn.
Yeah, I just woke up one day and this girl that I kept hanging out with, and now we.
Yeah, you guys see, women initially they date with purpose. I think more so than men. Women date with the purpose of being in a relationship. Men, we date with the purpose of fucking.
Right.
So,
but that's because there's more clear utility out of looking for a man and looking for a woman. Like we're looking for a man, there's clear utility. He can do this for me. He can do this for me. I don't have to do this anymore. Having a man it's clear. For a man, we don't have those clear expectations where it's like me getting a woman. Like there's a lot of men who are with women who you don't have to cook. You don't have. What do you have to do? So as far as it's a different standard. That's why I was like, we don't go into relationships with as much purpose and intention, is because it's like we don't really have anything we're particularly looking for. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have things that you want, that you know you want before we even got in a relationship. You know what you come. I want a man who can make me feel like this. I want a man who can take care of these things. We don't have that same sort of thing. And it's not until you get older.
But you guys do. No, don't lie to yourself, Ty. Yes, you do. Because a perfect example would be Mo saying, I don't want to date a woman that is a single mother.
No.
Yeah, but I would say that.
No,
there
but that's
are
different.
less men with standards like him than there are men without a standard. Like there are fewer men
Look,
like him than do.
even like say if I was single, like whatever. Say if I was just single out there, I'll mess around with a single mother, but I already know in my head it's not that.
And you're not getting on a relationship with one. Right.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that most men, we don't expect to, like women expect upfront value from men. We don't expect upfront value from you. This is why we don't make women our girlfriends. You don't get the ring because you're not giving us value. This is why it's easy to get a man. Most men don't get upfront value. So the first woman that gives us upfront value and she's respectful as a woman and she's not just outside doing a bunch of shit, we'll make her our wife. It's easy. It's fucking simple. Like this is why men put so much value on sex because that's the only fucking value that we get. You know how women say, "Oh, all you want is sex." Okay, so offer something else. A woman goes, "Oh, all you want is me for sex." Okay, so what else are you fucking doing for me? Like the moment
that I can have an expectation of you doing, because you can't just cook for me one time and say, okay, that's it. Like there's nothing that I can actually lean on you, expect you to do consistently.
As a man, when we women, automatically our fucking money goes down. Automatically. It's so fucking funny that the more we hang out with women, the more we have to spend money. What are women giving up? We got to pick you up. We got to plan a date. We got to be funny.
A whole lot of bread nowadays. I'm sorry, these men.
Listen, look, we got to plan a date. We got to be funny. We have to fucking keep the date going. We have to keep the conversation going. Okay, put it like this. The same things that you expect out of a man, right? If we don't do it, we can run the risk of never seeing you again. If you don't pay for the date, if you don't plan a date, Tiffany, if you don't pay for the date, if you're not funny on the date, if you're not interesting on the date, if you're not charming on the date, if you're not charismatic on the date, you don't have to worry about a man not calling you again. We'll still call you.
He might, yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, or you won't look bad. You won't look bad. Like if a man goes on a date.
Yeah, if he's not looking for a wife or a girlfriend or a friend, and all he wants to do is hit, then you might call her back up.
Tiffany, women all start at the same point. You yourself. It's like a teacher. You fail yourself. We bring you into our classroom. We don't give you an F. You give yourself an F, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that. So what I'm saying is that all you have to do is be pretty and show the fuck up. How easy is it? I wish. Imagine.
It is easy, but it's not easy to. Because guess what? You're not going to sit across the table from a dumbass.
Come on, Tiffany. Imagine as a man, Todd, have a date tonight. All I gotta do is get a haircut and get a nice outfit. She's picking me up. She's paying for my fucking meal. She's dropping me to and from home, and she's trying to sleep with me. And I know she wants to fuck me. That's the hell of a thing. Like the girls say, "Oh, how would you like it if I invited you over and gave you Uber Eats and fed you Uber Eats and sent you home in Uber and fucked you?" What? That sounds like a deal to me.
That sounds like some cougar-ish to be doing.
Women are complaining about being picked up, being fed, and a man trying to sleep with them. I'll say reverse it. Imagine if men, we would never complain that a woman picked us up, fed us,
fed you, and fucked you.
Yeah, like we would love that. You guys have no fucking responsibility on a date. Just show me pretty. We got to do everything. And as a man, you're only the last date that you do, because women tend to forget. Oh, we took you out. I took you out twice, but now what's the third, the fourth? Now I want to go hiking. It's like when a woman, like, it's funny. I was talking to her. I was like, "Babe, we going out to eat?" Okay. Now after the fucking dinner dates, babe, when are we going on the trip? Okay. Babe, when are we going hiking? Babe, being with a woman is a fucking bill.
It can be.
Man.
I'm just saying. I'm looking at all of the things, and I know that some women foot the bills, some women do 50-50.
And it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last. You're not gonna fully. I would never want to be with a woman if I can't get the best out of her. And me getting the best out of her, I will have to fit the fucking bill. You can't get the best out of your woman. It's like this. Why would I play a game that I'm not gonna get the full benefit out of that game unless I give a certain amount? So automatically, you can go 50-50 with your girl, but she's not going to fully respect you, and you're not going to.
No, absolutely not. The relationship that I'm thinking about, there is no. The respect is out the window.
That's what I'm saying. Because before, a woman can argue, "You're not my husband," but I'm not your husband. But I still got to pay for the meal. I still got to pick you up. So women like to play in that gray area. Like, oh, if I say, look, I took you out to eat. I took you here. I want you to cook and clean for me. No, that's husband treatment.
Wife duties or yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm still giving you wife treatment because I'm still doing the initial thing. Women always get value up front. Always. Like you'll get more value out of a man than he'll get out of you just by having a week, just dating for a week.
True, because I'm not cooking the first week. Maybe I'll be like, hey, I'll cook you dinner.
I mean, yeah, but yo,
we gotta.
Y'all wrap it up.
Yeah.
This Tiffany, listen, man, we gotta continue to keep filming with you, man. I love this.
Yes, Ty, great subject.
Oh, thank you. I hope it wasn't too long-winded. I hope he wasn't too long-winded, but I thought it was an interesting topic. Thank you.
That was great. That was a good one.
Listen, we're gonna do this again, like very soon. I appreciate you, Tiffany. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, Ty. Absolutely.
I appreciate you. You're dope.
But the Guys Podcast, Tyree, I'm Akhtar Muhammad. This is Tiffany, and until next time, we out.
Peace.
Peace.